Welcome to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'm here with the wonderful Christian Schmitz. Seriously, it's always awesome to have him online. He is the creator and constant updater of the wonderful Monkeybread plugin, which is, I think Richard said in the meeting today earlier that, or was it yesterday? It was yesterday at the stream. That if there was one plugin that he could get to work and he could only pick one, he would pick MBS, which is very true because it does a whole lot. So real quick, let's talk about our live stream training schedule. So today we're doing another 20 free FileMaker MBS functions to change your development. Christian has a neat little list of 40. We did 20 last week. We're doing 20 now. We're talking about the free functions today that are available, but there is 7,200.
No, 300. I think he's up to 7,300. No,
yeah, it says 7,200. Christian,
yeah, I think that number is out of date. Isn't that number out of date, Christian?
7,242.
7242. Okay, great. So, yeah, and part of what I did because I rolled it out. I've been rolling out just for like one or two people here playing with it, but they were on one from like June right here, and so I wanted to make sure that how to make sure to update it correctly, right? And their machines were updated and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, very exciting, very exciting. I always like it when I have a challenge and I successfully complete the challenge. It's always great. So I will step back here and watch.
A few months ago, someone complained that I don't have a list of all the goodies and what they do and how they work. It was spread over this page, over the blog, over our documentation, and something was not documented at all. So plugin does sometimes more than we know.
Okay, so so these are the free goodies, is what we're looking at here. These are free goodies.
The enhancements to the FileMaker development environment,
okay,
which helps you as a developer. So we had the first 20 last time. So we are starting now with the next 20. So let's see, we have links and comments. It's a feature I think some people like very much.
Oh, yeah. This is the one that you blew us away the other day with. Okay, I want to do this in real time. Can I do this in real time? All right, so I'm going to open FileMaker on my side and watch you do this on your side.
Okay,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
This was an idea at the .fmp conference in 2022. The plugin scans the script lines already. So why not identify links in the script comments and then make them links? So that's how it started. You have a script, you maybe use an API, see documentation, and you put in the URL you like right into your script. The plugin sees the link.
So I do a comment, and do I need the HTTP in there or just a www?
Yeah, we look for HTTP and FMP for bugs, email, mail to link, support at RCC console.
All right, I have a problem. Oh, I got a problem. So I just did, HTTP. Okay, hang on. I can't type where I'm going to take my HTTP://. Okay, no, hang on. I'm screwed it up again. So if it doesn't recognize as a validly formatted URL, it won't activate, right? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. You may just press Command S to save sometimes. So script refreshes.
Settings. We have Monkeybread in here. Plugins. Yep, I got
Okay, yeah. In the settings, you can go and there's a checkbox.
Wait. So if we don't turn, back up. If we have to turn it on first, hang on. Settings. No,
it should be on by default.
All right, stop. Let's share my screen. All right, there we go. We're taking commands. So we're over here. I have a script, and I have like Big Valley Aviation over here. I got a comment, right? Oh, let me get rid of that. Save. But see, it's not showing up with this little thingy over here, right?
Yeah, not seeing it here.
Okay, let me go up here to settings.
What plugin version do you have?
This is 12.5.08, the latest one, right?
Now the preferences. Maybe you turn on the syntax coloring in scripts.
Okay. And then, okay, apply. Okay.
There, yeah, okay. So it needs that in order to be able to scan the.
See, this is why we do live tech support. This is awesome. So that this is just a web URL. Okay, to be honest with you, I wasn't that excited about this, but you had the cross. So I'm going to quit sharing. Now you're going to share. You're going to show us the next one. It's the cross. You can like link like different lines of code or something like that.
Let's
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
So you can turn it on and off. We have the globe with different pictures. So you may see in America, you should have America
That's a
showing.
fun detail.
Oh my
Europe.
God, that's such a detail. Like, oh, I'm outraged. It shows Africa. How could that be? I'm outraged. All right, good.
Okay, the next thing is here go-to links. So we can
Yeah. I won't
say,
go to. That's the one I want.
yeah, let's say we have a long script. Let me
Yeah, I have
just
a long
drop
script
in
here.
something, and
Right.
let's say we have some script lines.
Okay.
And now I want to say here, cool new loop in line go to 27 or so. So
Okay,
the
so
idea was,
the key phrase is go to and the colon and the number. Is that the key thing?
yeah, that's something to jump somewhere. And that was an idea one of my plugin users had. So we can just click there and it jumps down. So,
hang on.
So then people thought about it. Let's say we need something to jump to the end, because we decided that it may be good to put our comments on the end. Like when you have a script and you talk about performance, you will quickly learn that a comment takes time.
Whoa. Time out. A comment takes performance time?
Yeah.
It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything.
You know, FileMaker is running the script. It's maybe at line 3. So now it has time. It wants to do the next line. It starts, asks the database, give me line 4. It gets the line. It sees it's a comment. It does nothing. And then it returns.
All right,
Next
nothing personal. I'm going to have to call Hansa to make sure you're not lying to me about this. But it's because I've never seen comments take time. But that's fine. That's cool. So we can comment at the bottom. Okay.
Okay, so the idea was if you write a lot of history on the bottom, like your version history for the script, who wrote it, where to find the documentation, you can put all the comments on the end. You can jump to the end. And then you can jump to the beginning, so you can navigate within your script.
Can you jump to another script?
Yeah, that's the next thing. So we have goto, and you can put in script names. So see also, let me make a test script testing. See also script testing. And the idea here is that the plugin just looks for a script in the left here in the bar on the left with the name, and then jumps there.
Okay, so clearly the script name is very specific and sensitive, and if you change the script name after you link to it, the link will be broke, correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So we can link to other scripts. If your script name has special characters, you need to do URL encoding because, well, we are looking for URLs here. We are using a URL parser to parse the lines.
Okay.
And so we can do the goto and jump between lines. And you need version 13.5. And you can turn it on and off with the preference dialog or with the function.
So I just say script and then a colon. Is that the key? Is script and a colon, right?
Script, double colon.
And then I need to I'm going to grab this name over here.
So other things you can do is you can use FMP URLs. And we have the special thing that we can put in the current name or the current file. So you can have an FMP URL run, which does something, like open another file. Like you can jump to other files. or trigger a script. Like you can open another file, trigger a script, pass a parameter, all from the URL. Of course, well, it's the URL.
Okay, so a lot of mine have leading spaces and things in them, so I have to put is it %20 as a space?
Yeah,
is that a,
%20,
so I
yeah.
have to put 5% 20s in here. It's
Yeah,
kind of a
I'm
bummer.
sorry.
%20, and then there's anything between, like if I have 5% 20s, this %, 20, %20, %20.
Yeah, yeah.
2, 3,
Who
4,
puts 5
5.
spaces in the script
I
name?
do. Come look at my screen. Here, look at this. Look at this. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here. Here we go. I just taken command again. So here we go. So what I do is I have a folder and then I indent the numbers, right? See how that works? They look all nice. And see that I haven't numbered yours yet. I was afraid to break it, but see how they number and they indent so nice. So I got %20 here and I click it. Okay, so did I?
You may just copy the script name and use getters URL in the data viewer to encode it.
Okay, hang on. We're going to do this. Sorry. Data viewer. Hopefully the people here who are not like super ninjas are seeing what's going on and learning about this. This is pretty great. I'm going to say watch. I'm going to say add a value. I'm going to say get as URL encoded, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I put quote, space, quote, like that. Oh, see, there was a %20 in the middle too.
Yeah, because you hit space.
That's why it wouldn't work. That's why it wouldn't work. That's why it wouldn't work. All right, hang on. We're getting there. Anyone else? Is anyone else enjoying this besides me? I love seeing amazing new like this. This is great.
Stu says, is it possible to link to script ID? If not, enhancement request.
Yeah. Okay. Let me take text edit and write down some ideas. Script link to script ID.
You mean he's talking about the UUID? Is that what he's talking about? Like the hidden UUID?
No, I think he's talking about the script IDs that like are enabled by MBS plugin, right?
Yeah, so in the plugin preference dialog, you can turn on script IDs, and then the script workspace should show the IDs.
All right, slow down, plugins, configure.
Script IDs, and it's the one like empty space, like right below script workspace. Go to line box, go down.
That one?
So I'm not sure, you may need to close. No, it's working already. Okay. So you see the internal ID.
Okay, that worked. Oh, I see. Yeah. But that's not your number. That's Claris's internal number, right?
Yeah.
So it would be pretty safe to link to that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Stu +1 for Stu, +1 for Stu. That's a good one, Stu, because that would be easier than me trying to get. I mean, look at some of these names down here I've got. I mean, this is heinous right here. Look at that. Spaces, vertical pipes, more spaces. It's supposed to be English, right? But if I could just say go to 2748 or 0035 would be great. But those numbers would be different. Yeah, so. All right, Stu. Good job, Stu. I like it when I like it when smarter people are in the room than I am. I'm gonna stop sharing. We're gonna transfer command back to Christian Schmidt.
Let's go to the next feature on the list. We have links for MBS, plugin functions, and for get functions. So let's say you write a little script variable. You have a function here, MBS version. Oops, too quick. So you have an MBS function call. The plugin sees there's an MBS, there's an opening bracket, there's a quote, and then there's a function name coming. And we will turn this function name into a link, and you can click it and jump to the documentation right away.
Okay, I didn't fully.
Yeah, let's say you have a more complex function, setup OAuth. This is a more complex function. You don't remember all the parameters, and so you click on it and you say, oh, there are all the parameters.
So if you just say MBS and then you put the function name, it'll go to the docs automatically, is what you're saying.
This will be a link to the documentation if you turn it on in the preferences. Now, let's make another thing.
I'm still turning it on. Check variable names. I like that. How do you turn this on?
It should be on the top.
With links?
It's already on. Yeah, with the links.
with links, and then what's the use dash one? What does that do?
Yeah, there's this dash application where you can have offline documentation and a
So
search engine
dash is a
database.
product. Dash is a third-party product, is what
Yeah.
you're saying? Okay, got
Third
it.
party.
I don't use
So,
dash. So all right.
Okay, let's say you have a get function and you have something like system platform, and you can't remember what value is which platform. So we make it a link directly to the FileMaker documentation. And I think I have all the links in 11 languages coded, so it should point to your language. In this case, I have an English version of FileMaker, so I get English links.
So back
Now I
up.
can
So
look up here the values.
if we use a get function in a calc dialog and
Yeah.
Monkeybread is enabled, and we click on the get function,
Yeah,
or you click in the parentheses there. So it's not the whole thing. It's just
well,
the part,
that's
the
the
parentheses. It's just the part. Okay.
the parentheses is a different thing because the plugin highlights brackets.
Mhm.
So, but we turn this name here into a link to the documentation
That's really good.
because I just can't remember all these options.
No, of course not. And it changed. This stuff here has actually been changed recently too.
Yeah.
All right,
Latest
questions
version.
from anyone? Because this is, I mean, I'm actually
Does the
using
link
this.
to
for-
documentation work in the script workspace, or is it calculation only?
Let's see. So
Well, if you have a
an
calc
if, and
dialog
you
in the
would
script
say,
workspace, but yeah, but
so let's say you have here the one. You see, this is also clickable as link.
because technically you're in the calc
This is a
dialog
little.
there.
This is a little calculation text field.
Yes, correct. That Claris jury rig. That's not a Christian Schmidt thing. That's a Claris thing.
Same for here, MBS, whatever.
Oh yeah. Do another one here.
So you see, if you click into it, the plugin will format the text, and then you get the link.
I could have used this yesterday. I totally could have used this. I was trying to look up how to do updates and what the update should do. Right. So
Yeah. So
what's
the
it like to
plugin,
make a product that everyone loves and they love you and they worship you? What's it like?
So-
I can't imagine what that's like.
Instead of get, you can of course write Hole in German or Optinier for French. And you see here the screenshot with all the links in the different languages.
Mm.
So we have German, English, we have French,
Mm.
we have Japanese and Chinese,
Mm.
and Swedish and Dutch.
Mm.
And one must be also Korean, or whatever. I'm not good at Asian languages. The tooltip shows the URL, so you know in advance where we are going. And you can turn it on and off with preferences or with a function call.
This is awesome. This is awesome. All right. Any other
Okay.
comments, questions from people?
No,
mean-
just people appreciating the feature.
Next topic.
How about sorting scripts? So people have scripts, and
Yeah.
some people name them by number, have a prefix of the number.
Yes.
You like to sort them, so you can say here context menu, you can ask here plugin sort by name as scanning, which, well,
So it's actually doing like little cursor commands or keyboard
yeah.
commands to move them around.
yeah, it's simulating drag and drop for you. So it's like if you move them all manually from the point of FileMaker.
You should call it the Monkey AI, Monkeybread AI. It just does it for you. It's just like, yeah.
So we have modifiers there. So you can press Option key for here scanning, descanning. And Shift, you can sort by ID. The sort by ID allows you to sort them by the date of creation because, well, FileMaker just counts up the number. So we also got here menus like collapse all and expand. So I can collapse all and assets goes expand all. This can be helpful if you have a lot of folders you like to close or open. And then we also got a feature to find duplicate script names. Let me just make one. So by accident, it shouldn't happen. Then we can ask the plugin to find it. May also find it if it's in the folder.
We try to train people not to do that, right? But I'm sure some people here ignore everything we say at our live stream and just use. I've been to solutions where there was 4 or 5 scripts with identical name of print label with identical capitalization and spacing and everything, and we had no idea which print label was which because they weren't using Monkeybread. They didn't see the little numbers on the side, and there was no way of knowing. So
Okay, so Windows is coming later. We have a few little things for Windows. So next thing would be autocompletion. This is a huge thing. So we have, for example, a sample script. You see here's $test, $global one, some variables. When you go to the dialog for calculation, you can type dollar and the plugin will give you a lot of suggestions. You can use here.
I have a question. Without
Yeah.
reading all your documentation, when you type this stuff in, is it aware of all the variables in the solution or all the variables you've touched today? Where did the Monkeybread plugin learn all the variables, and how does it keep track of them?
So the idea is we scan the current script.
The current script.
The current script first, the thing is, but let me just show you something. Let's say I'm in a different script. I have a
Yes.
variable declaration. Let's say
Yeah.
the $test 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
So we make another set variable, and now this dialog.
There you go.
So the plugin sees test, and test is a $$ variable.
Right.
And now we remember this. So we go in the other script. Where was it here? I go in the dialog. I type in $, and
Okay,
it
so
finds index and count from the current script, but remembers that you had a $$ test before.
okay, this is what I noticed before. So when you quit FileMaker, you reopen FileMaker, you open us like I come back into Big Valley, I close at night, I come back in here. When I start the day, it doesn't know any of the variables, but as I visit scripts, it's memorizing the ones I am using. Is that correct?
Yeah, the $$ one, the global ones.
Yeah, because a single variable doesn't matter because that shouldn't go from script to script anyway. It should terminate. Yeah. So that makes sense.
If you have globals you'd like to use, it may be good to put a comment in the script to tell not just the plugin, but also yourself that you are using a global variable here, which is important for the script. So it can be a thing for both documentation and to tell the plugin about it. And some people do something like have here a script on the beginning.
Yeah, and they
just
list all the
here,
all the dependencies, all the dependencies.
ABC, $, CDE. You can just type them all and say, I have defined them somewhere. Just, and it can be even something like this script uses.
Yeah.
So the next developer coming to the script.
Yeah, you're documenting your dependencies in the comments at the top, right? So yeah.
So
comments.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
$variable, $parameter, $constant. You can pick what you like and tell the plugin about what's going on. Then we have their let statements in FileMaker. You may know about it a little bit. So we have let statements.
I try not to use them just because they hurt my head, but yeah.
Let's just say we have here underscore hello is 1 underscore. No, I type an underscore, I get underscore variables, autocompletion within this calculation. So if I type another thing later, let's say I can also use send world is hello. So I don't mistype hello, but I can also use send variables because people like $ variables. They also like send variables, and some people like title variables.
Okay, so real quick, I need to comment on this before Larry or someone takes us the wrong way. So when he's talking about sent variables, these are Christian Schmidt suggestions. Okay, not that they're bad, but they are suggestions. So you don't have a gun to your head that you have to do it this way. Just to be clear, dollar and $, that's not a negotiation, right? But these other ones, underscore, cents, little tildes and things, those are best practices, but you're not being held hostage, right, by that, right?
So
Margaret.
So you can use variables without prefix, but without prefix, we have no way to know that you are typing a variable name. So people like to use title, send, or underscore as an indication to the plugin that they are typing a variable name. This can cause problems if you have field names with underscores. Can cause confusion. If you use a dollar variable, you will notice that the plugin picks up the dollar variable defined above the current line. So I can use $test here. Now, if you have a let statement, you may notice that there sometimes is a comment. So when we save this let statement, the plugin gets the let statement as one big line. We have no way to see where the line is ending, and so we have no idea that this $test here is not a comment. So we can't pass the let statements because we have no idea about new lets. But you can, in the let statement, define here and say $test is a variable I define in this let statement. And now the plugin can do that. So here, oops, $test is there. Because the plugin saw your comment here and sees, oh, you declare a variable here. This comment thing with add variable, add constant, or add parameter is something, well, we came up with working with our clients. I mean, we have a lot of clients with big solutions, and they really love to tell the plugin which variables are available. There's a function, set limits. By default, the plugin will look up to 500 lines to find variables, and it will not do anything if the script has more than 2,000 lines. That's for performance because, well, scanning 500 lines takes a fraction of a second, but if you have a script with 5,000 lines, we don't want to permanently spend time scanning scripts. I think we had that already. This feature was developed on the weekend.
Hang on. Before we, can I go back 1 second before you jump into this? The limit, the 500 limit and the 2,000 limit. What's the difference between those two limits? Why is one?
500 is for scanning variables.
Okay.
And the 2,000 is the limit for doing anything like coloring and not coloring. Maybe you will see. We turn off a few things if the script is too long, because scanning the script up and down to find things like the blocks or the variables takes too long.
Yeah, I don't have too many scripts. I can't remember if I have any that are over 500 because I break them down to smaller subscripts. But yes, I get what you're saying.
Think of it maybe be like the startup script.
From time to time, I get people asking me to raise the limit, and then I made them the function. They call it once. The value is stored in your preference file. So.
Oh, I see. So that's an override now. So you made an override function. Okay, great.
Yeah, of course. You know, whenever I add something, I need to have a function to disable it.
Yeah, because everyone complains then, right?
And when I add a limit to disable it, I need a function to enable it.
Okay, Margaret, the startup script and starting point right now, if I look at this one in BVA, it's 320 lines. That's one of the biggest ones. So
yeah, okay.
So next thing, we had autocompletion. We like to get autocompletion for MBS functions. So when I'm coding, this speeds up my coding times a lot. So MBS. So first thing is MBS is a function, so you can use FileMaker's autocompletion. And now you can start typing. And when you type a letter, you get all the things we have. Oops, type. Yes. Let's go down. So you can say, I want a calendar function maybe, or maybe for location, whatever. Type next thing, and then, okay, maybe like to have here some parameter. Let's say update location handler. You pick something, and then we autocomplete you the parameters.
Okay.
And you usually start something like get file name, and you put in this case, your script name.
Yeah, so Stu just screwed me up. Stu, Stu, you screwed me up. So I'm over here trying to get in my script to use this the Monkeybread script numbers to have it jump. Right, I'm over here trying to make that work, and I realized that that was a feature request, not a thing that's in the product yet. So bad
Christian
Stu.
wrote it down. So
it'll be done tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So yeah, but no, it's then yeah, this is I love it. And by the way, Christian loves the feedback and the ideas and things. I think it's clearly, if he didn't like adding features, we wouldn't have 7,246 features. 42.
Okay, so this feature is available for macOS with plugin version 12.
I have a question. Why do you hate Windows people so much? Someone's going to ask the question. I'm just saving you from having someone to type it. Why do you hate Windows people?
It's simply, I know how to do it on Mac. I can't get it to work on Windows, except for a few little things.
Okay. All right. Got it.
I mean, if you find someone else who can do it, sure.
Yeah, Monkeybread, the competitor, it'll be called Gorilla Bread Plug-in as a competing product. Gorilla Bread.
Okay, let's go to the next function. We are much slower today. Add and remove table occurrences. So if you write down calculations, depending on whether you have the calculation in your data viewer, for example, or in the database definition, so in the field definition, you may need the prefixes or not. So the plugin can take the table you picked on the top left of the dialog and then add or remove the prefixes from all the field names. This can be handy if you need that. Like if you prepare a calculation in the data viewer and then copy it to your field definition, then removing the prefixes is a great thing. Some people need it. If you need it, you will enjoy it because it saves you a lot of work. Then we have option click. So this is something I like because, you know, if I have set variable, I click here, this button, I get this dialog, and then usually I click this button right away. So I can save some time by just holding down the option key and clicking on this, and the plugin clicks the second button for me. So I jump into the specify calculation dialog right away. The same happens for set field. I can also press option and jump into the calculation directly. Just a little thing to speed up script writing.
I forgot that was a thing, so I'll have to remember that.
So next thing, custom functions. Sometimes people write custom functions. Let's go and do so. So a new custom function. Test, it gets a few parameters, let's say A and B. And our create function does, what does it? It does A and B. So we like to test the syntax without closing the dialog. So you may have a typo, and you can click OK, and FileMaker will complain and show you where it is. If you are correct, it will close the dialog, and you would have to open it right away because you want to continue to edit. So with the plugin, we have the possibility to do here a syntax check, and it will tell you there's a problem, field is missing. So I can remove that and check again, and now it's fine. So the next thing is we can format. Yeah, here's the format button, which is new in the last version. And here's an execute button. So we can run this calculation. Of course, it doesn't do much currently, but you can give parameters here. You can have test cases. ABC. Oh, that's maybe a string. So I can just run it. Oh, yeah, the test case with 3 slashes. So I can put here test cases for my custom function, can run it here, can see the output, and can then play with the calculation and the parameters and see what works. If I want, I can, of course, override it. So the plugin takes the last line starting with the parameter name. And you can also just have here something like get account name. So you can have other calculations to fill in the parameters. And now we have here admin. We can just turn the parameter off, maybe by an extra space here or whatever you like, or remove the extra slash. So when the plugin sees 3 slashes, it takes it as a definition of a parameter if the name here matches. So
No, I use this.
if you write
so-
custom functions, you need a test case here, and you like to run it while you are coding. This can be helpful. Make sure that you are in a good context. Like this function is evaluated in the context of the window behind, with the record behind. So, and we have some shortcuts for you. Don't forget those shortcuts, like Command E for showing invisible characters. Can help a lot if you're looking for some extra space or for some non-printable character. Or find bar to find and jump to the next one. Indentation of text and copying of text. So indentation, something I should show you. So you have some text, and what is it? So I can just move text to the left. A little bit more text. Just some random text. I select something. I press Option Command 6. And it moves to the right, or it moves to the left with 5. Like a normal text editor.
Option Command 6, is that what he said? Option Command 6?
Yeah, it's the bracket. The bracket is
okay.
Yeah, there we go.
for me it's Command 6. I mean, you have a US keyboard. You have probably the brackets somewhere else.
Yeah, the brackets have their own keys, so you would just do Option and then the bracket key, or Command and then the bracket key.
Well, I know you didn't not getting through this as fast as you had before, but for the record, I'm more happy than I was before, so I don't know. As long as
Okay.
Richard's happy, we're all good. I don't know. I mean, maybe not. So
Okay. Next thing was hiding lines in the data viewer. You often may have a solution where you have a lot of field names or a lot of global variables, and you can just hide these with the MBS plugin. So you click on the data viewer window in the list, so you get the focus there, and then you can use Command Option F to hide the fields, or Command Option G to hide the global variables. And of course, you can use our Command F to find, or Command G to find the next. So if you have a long list of variables, you can just go through them and find the ones you're looking for. Also, if you're doing a presentation, you can always do the zooming, like Command plus and Command minus. This can be very helpful. And by the way, last stream, we had this little thing that we tried to use Command plus while we are in the dialog. And I did that. So you can change the font size while you are in the dialog. And now it's too big here. Okay, another bug. Don't make text too big. So I can go in and out as needed.
So people can actually read the calculations as they're being written. I'll make sure to remember that when I have some of my other presenters on.
Next thing, search shortcuts for the script workspace. If you're in the script workspace, you're typing, you can press Command F to jump to the search box right away. You can type something like field. You can press the return key to jump to that line. Then you can press Command F again. And to the next search, so let's search for variable. So I can just press Command F, return, Command F, return, and the plugin does scroll to the line. We can zoom. Yeah, we can zoom. Yeah.
that one I knew about. The zoomy
Yeah.
zoom zoom. Zoomy zooms are good.
So you can search the script field. So people ask, how can I go to this search field? And I added Command Shift F.
Oh,
So you can search here for the script name. You know, the more beginner type of users uses the mouse a lot. The professional developer uses the keyboard more.
I have a question. Why did we have yellow on all those lines there? Why was that those yellow?
they're being highlighted because of the
here.
find. He looks at the
Oh,
variable,
up there
so
in
it's
that search.
highlighting all
Okay,
the
I don't
variables.
use that up there, but I should,
Yeah.
I guess. So
Also, the field was updated a few versions ago to have a history here.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's nifty.
So it's now a real search field, not just a text field looking like a search field. So it has a history and yeah.
That's cool.
So next thing, sort layouts and fields. So if you have a lot of fields, you can sort them alphabetically by the plugin. Sort selection. This will change the order. Again, the plugin is just moving things for you. It allows you to sort the field list and the table list and also the layout lists. So let's go to layouts. This solution does have layouts. Where is it? Manage layouts. So let's see, we take those and say sort. And yeah, they got sorted. So if you have a need to sort something, the plugin provides the commands. Next one would be font setting. So you may have noticed that this is not the standard font in FileMaker.
I actually
This
didn't. I
is,
knew this thing was a little off. I didn't realize it was a totally different font.
Yeah, so
Oh,
let's go
yeah.
to the preferences. And this is JetBrains Mono. This is a special font for developers. You can find it on the web. It's open source. And I have the font size 15. So my script lines are bigger from the beginning without zooming. Also, I have here a minimum font size for the calculation dialog. So when the plugin sees small text in the dialog, it will make it bigger.
So what is it recommended? We do JetBrains Mono.
Yeah, this is a monospace font. So all the letters have the same width. And it has a few extra features.
I'm looking
like
for
here.
this. Where's this
If
at?
you type minus and greater than, it makes a nice arrow. Or with equal, you see all this text combinations here. See, those are also look different than in other fonts. So here you see again this special combinations. And there's an important notice here, important warning. If you change the font, please restart FileMaker.
Or if you update the plugin, restart FileMaker.
Yeah, because FileMaker will calculate the spaces here, the space needed to draw a text with the old font, and then we draw the new font. So you have to restart FileMaker if you change the font. Otherwise, strange things might happen. Now you change the fonts. You can have different colors for variables. So with a plugin, you can define a color for normal variables, a different color for global variables. You can have another color for variables starting with a title, with a cent, or with an underscore. And you can even give special variables a different color. So you can have very colorful calculations. And the idea usually was to say, I have a special color for a special variable. Like we have some, let's say, solution-wide globals. And they are very important, and we don't want to mistype them. So we give them, for example, all a blue color. But normal variables, normal globals get this color, which is a different blue. So you can say one blue for all globals, except for a few special ones, which get the special color. And then you see if you mistype the variable because it gets the wrong color. Next thing, custom menus. So another idea at a conference, we had this lovely idea. We could have special commands in the context menu. And, just put on snippets, what we like. And for this, let me see, where do I have it? From, so in the examples folder for the plugin, there is, where is it? Syntax, no, Mac only, syntax, coloring, script, workspace, context menu commands. There's a database. And in this database, we define the content for the context menu. And you can put your own snippets in there. Like here we have a few snippets. The snippet is usually shown as an XML from FileMaker. And this is a dialog box with 3 choices. So you can have your own snippets there in the context menu. I got a lot of snippets here over time. Like here, insert a for loop, as you saw earlier. I just, whenever I need a for loop, I get a loop counting up from start value to the end. If you like to make your own snippet here, you can make a new record, give it a name, title, and then you go in FileMaker and you just copy a few lines. Just normal copy. Then here, get clipboard, here type. This is script steps. And now I get here my XML from FileMaker. I get an automatically generated MBS action let statement, which puts this XML on the clipboard and then runs the paste menu. So I can just put it on the menu if I here install it. I can just here test for RCC. Just install this one and let's see. Which shows up here, test for RCC, and you know it's a presentation. So it's working. So if you have a bigger company, you have some standards, like all our scripts have to start with the same visit function header. So all the scripts have to start the same way. It can be helpful to have that as a snippet in such a database. You have to use here the install command once to install it. It's saved in the preferences file, so you can use it in all your solutions. And we got this lovely idea here. We could do a search and replace. So let's say I have a script. There's one of my test scripts here. Okay, we have a longer script here. We really don't like $index, for example. So I can select all the lines. I can say here, search and replace. And this will show a dialog box using the plugin to ask me, what do you want to change? So say index, and this is now counter.
Dude.
Replace.
Dude.
So, and I get here the old script lines, and below I have the new script lines where this changed.
So it doesn't even delete it. It allows you to keep it in case you go like,
now,
wait, that was a mistake.
Yeah, so we made a paste, so you can inspect it, and then you can delete the old ones if you like to keep the new ones. This gives us a little search and replace thing. And it's written in FileMaker because, well, here is the code for this. So it uses dialog functions in the plugin to show this dialog, and then it modifies the XML to change the variable name.
This is good stuff. Very, very good stuff.
So again, you can turn it on off. You can remove the list of commands and add as many as you want. So next thing, text positions. There's a simple thing. The plugin will show you the current line number and the character position if you are in a calculation field. So you see here, I'm in line 1. And if you select something, here you get also a selection length, like 9 characters.
Oh yeah,
left.
that little thing up there. Yeah, I was wondering if those are the winning lottery numbers or what those are. So what do? You highlight and it tells you the length?
Yeah, you can highlight and it tells you the
What?
lengths.
Wait. The L is the line and the C, no.
Yeah. So 5 here. Selection lengths.
Yeah.
Line 1, character 9.
Oh, that's the starting position is
that's
the
position,
line 1 position. So it's almost like you're running like a middle function or something like that. That's interesting. Okay, good. Okay.
So sometimes I like to know how many characters I select.
Oh, I bet.
So
Yeah.
next thing, invisible characters. Maybe the picture here shows it quite well. So you see your tabs, you see your line breaks, you see maybe some special characters like here. Now you see in this picture there's dash A, which is showing you that there is a special character, which is usually invisible. So FileMaker without plugin, you see everything is black and you don't see special characters. Then with the plugin, you get some color and a bigger font. And then you can turn on and off the invisible characters. And so you can maybe find that there's more text than you know about.
Okay, so for people who, this goes back to 25, 30 years ago, we used to have problems when we were coding in PHP or LAS or whatever we were coding in. We would get invisible characters in our HTML or our .php, and this is that kind of thing. We couldn't see them, and it was one little dot that was invisible or something would break the shit out of the whole thing. It wouldn't work. So being able to see this can be very, very useful.
Can also be useful if you do some text, you have some text here in the calculation, and you are asking why your calculation doesn't work, because I have to make a tab. Let's say you have a calculation, it looks here, and you say, oh, there are 2 spaces here. You have no idea that this is a tab character instead of a space. So space would show up as a dot, and tab shows as an arrow. And Command E to turn on and off. Okay?
Yep, note people are agreeing that that's very cool and definitely has its uses.
Just a little thing. Shortcuts to align in relationship graph. There's a fairly new feature coming for the next version. You can have it with a beta version already. If you have here 2 items in the relationship diagram, and you have this align left, center, right, or here top down, and you have the plugin, then our plugin can help you arranging them. Is it turned on? Yeah, it's turned on. I don't see the tooltip right away. There should be a tooltip telling you the options. So I can press here Option, Command, Left to align them to the left edge, or I can press Command, Option, Right for the right edge. And so you can align them, or you can apply smallest, biggest, width, and high. So you can make your graphs a little bit nicer. Ah, there it is. So we have here a documentation built into the plugin.
Useful.
Just for the people with those really huge relationship graphs who like to actually align things probably. So then we got a format button. And the format button takes a calculation like this and turns it into something nicer like this.
Much more readable.
The plugin adds things like spaces, indentation. It checks how many parameters are there, and it may decide to split things into several rows if it's a lot of parameters. And this really makes it more readable. If you have another edge case where the plugin should do a little bit different formatting, please let me know. Send me your sample calculation so I can maybe adjust the plugin. We already have a couple of little rules, like if the command is too long, we split it. If the different parts are too long, we split them. And it seems to work quite well.
It's very cool.
And this is a little F button here for formatting and your calculations. Then you may want to copy something. So whenever I do some blog post, I need to copy my calculations. And so we have normal Command C to copy the text, but Command Option C gives you the style text. And if you use HTML, you can also have HTML with Command Option Shift C. Well, this can be very useful. So just copy your calculation into a blog post with the colors. So
That's cool.
that's how
actually
I
really
get them
cool.
in my blog posts.
I didn't even occur to me that you would have to. That's really cool, actually.
Well, let's take, you have some strange here.
That's ugly. Yeah.
You take this and you say, I want to copy and paste this. So I use Command Option C. I make a text edit window and I can just paste it and it preserves the colors.
So I'm definitely using this for the curriculum.
So
So if you
Command
post-
Option C. So he's putting an option in when he's
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
plugin installed. Do you have to enable
with the
this, or
plugin
this should just work? Okay, Margaret, we need to print this out and stick it on my computer so I can see these things,
Yes.
because I'm not going to remember these. And obviously this goes for other people here. Hopefully other people are excited about this like I am.
I'm looking for something. So here. So
we
with the number 29, there's a longer list of shortcuts. So you may print this one for your desk.
I'll print that one for Richard.
So next thing is tooltips and script debuggers. So if you are developing, you like to know the value of a variable without looking in the data viewer. So how about you move the mouse over the variable name, and the plugin will just tell you what's inside. And not just the value, but also the data type. So you know whether it's a text or actually the timestamp. And if you are over a field name, here, context double colon first, we can actually create the value from the field. So it evaluates in the current context. So you should be on the right layout, so we can find the fields.
Yeah, this is definitely extremely nifty.
So dollar and dollar, so local variables, globals should work with both. Can be very helpful for debugging. The next thing is bracket highlighting. So if you write a calculation, you may enjoy knowing which bracket belongs to which other bracket. So our plugin can tell you. And we can even search within quoted text and outside quoted text and match the right brackets. Okay, just enjoy it. We have a preference dialog, which helps you to turn all the little options on and off. Some things depend on each other, like if you don't color the scripts, there's no way we would highlight user blocks because we will scan your script. Then we have a few things for Windows. Especially, we have a search field for the relationship graph, which also works on Windows. So if you saw that in the last presentation, you can use it on Windows too and find the relationship graph. Find something in the relationship graph. And then on Windows, you can also use our snippet database. And this allows you to have snippets in a database, and you can install them. And then you can use a hotkey to pick a snippet, like on Mac with the context menu, and have it go into your script in Windows. So if people use Windows here and they like to have a snippet database with a hotkey, so you have this database with a hotkey with the snippets. People with Windows may just use the snippets for Windows database, fill it with snippets, and then have the start script run once to install the hotkey. Then they can move the file, close down the file, and use the hotkey wherever they are. So it may be a good idea to put this into your bigger solution, maybe. So every time you start FileMaker, you install your picker if you sign in as a developer.
Good.
Technically, it can also work on Mac, but for Mac, we have the context menu thing already.
So you don't really need it.
You can use it on Mac and Windows. The other thing is that you can define hotkeys for things you like. Like you can, for example, have a hotkey to show and hide the data viewer or the debugger. You can have calculations which do something in FileMaker. Like this one here reads the data viewer content, and this reads the script text. But you can do whatever calculation you like in FileMaker. And technically, you can, of course, register hotkeys also on Windows, not just on Mac. But some functions, like here reading the data viewer, are only for Mac. You can download and try all these functions for free. Just download the plugin, install it. And if you like to tip us, you can, of course, buy a license. Also, you don't need to.
Christian, can you navigate to the part where people can buy your product? Because your product is so awesome. I want to tell people, go buy it. Right? It's not much money, and it'll make your life infinitely better. And if you need questions, you need help, you send him a message.
You can find license starting at $150 for 5. So if you just need one seat, it's 150. If you need 5, it's 150. And so.
But if you're new to FileMaker and want to try out the MBS plugin, all those functions.
Yeah, please buy it, because that way Christian Schmidt feels like you love him.
And please just go through the list here and see.
Yeah, he brings it right back. He brings it right back, right on topic, right on topic. All right, Christian Schmidt, awesome job. And
any questions left?
We have 2 feature requests, I think. Can MBS add a geofence to a document? Looking to create a digital wallet card with that functionality.
Yeah, you should be able to change the metadata on an image. Is that what he says? To
add a geofence to a document. Yeah.
To a document.
Yes.
What kind of document?
Like a PDF?
A digital wallet card. Yeah, Ken's like, yeah, a PDF.
So a PDF document has nothing with a geofence. You know
well, he wants what back up. So can Ken give us the use case for this? Can he explain this to us? Ken, start writing. What's the other question, Margaret?
Is there any way to provide a documentation for a custom function for mouse over?
Don't have
documentation for a custom function. That part I get. And then for a mouse.
So like, I guess like if you, for the get functions and then the MBS functions, if you hover over it, you can go to the documentation for the custom.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have that for custom function.
Yeah, because it would be custom functions are all over the place, made by everyone, right? I mean, the thing is with the documentation he has, we have Claris documentation and Christian Schmidt documentation. Those are pretty much known commodities. But if you're like talking about like Brian Dunning's custom function, then you go to the Brian Dunning website, maybe if Brian Dunning doesn't change the site and break it.
Another question is MBS for beginners.
Sounds like a live stream series. Day 1 of MBS for beginners. Is that a question or a statement? What is that?
No, it's a question from someone who was one of our newer people who's been watching us for the past like month, I would say.
So people can enjoy the plugin as a beginner. They may not use all the functions. They may just install the plugin for 1 or 2 functions and just be happy with it.
Next Friday, I'm going to be doing some beginner-ish kind of stuff because I'm Monkeybread. He has 7,242 features. I only use 8 of them or 12 of them or 20 of them. And I'm going to cover 2 of them next week because they're very interesting and they're really easy. For example, the image conversion issues with the HEIC file format, which is a new thing, right? So
looks like Ken likes to make a badge for the wallet app for Apple and Google, which is a thing you can do. Usually you go to a website and the website will then show a dialog in Safari or whatever browser you use, ask you, do you want to install this pass to your wallet? And you can, of course, write whatever scripts you needed for this on your website and then give people a link to click, and then they go to the website and the website asks them, do you want to install the pass? But that's not a PDF. That's a special file.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that in terms of I've not done a lot of the digital wallet stuff, so that's interesting.
Can be interesting. Like if you make a conference, you may want to give people a digital wallet with a QR code inside and some information like where it starts, and you put in the coordinates of your event location, so it automatically shows up on your iPhone screen if you come close to this location. But this is not related to FileMaker. This is more or less something like a PHP script on your web server.
So,
All right, well, that's it for today. Friday, I'm going to pretend to be Christian Schmidt with a sense of humor. We'll be discussing Monkeybread on solving some other problems. Right, Christian Schmidt? You can watch from wherever you're at. Yes. Or where are you going to be on Friday next week? You can be on vacation somewhere?
No, but I have a lot of appointments at 10 p.m. So
Okay, well
I
then
may be able to.
so there's that dry sense of humor. See, he just like lops that in there, and he's so serious about it. You know, I have a bunch of appointments at 10 o'clock. We're like, what? What?
with that being said, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see you next time.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.